TNA Victory Road review. This show was fantastic in my opinion. TNA is seriously underrated, but it was very confusing. So for example, I didn't watch the actual countdown show, so I'll put the show on, and the first match is The System versus Order 4. So, wait a minute, I thought they wasn't having a match. I thought it was Bound for Glory, but that's a different one. That's like a hardcore war. This one happened because of something on the actual countdown show. It's very confusing. First time we got to see Agent Zero in the ring. Obviously he's big and powerful, but in the end though we had The System winning because JDC hit the leg drop. 1, 2, 3. Very short and quick match. Nothing to basically write home about. Just a little bit of a preview going towards Bound for Glory. A nice way to start the show. Then we had Ash by Elegance telling us that she needed to relinquish the TNA Knockouts Championship. For some reason though, I can't remember why. But what I don't get though is they made a battle royal where the last two competitors ended up fighting later on in the night for the TNA Knockout Championship. What's confusing me though is, where's Masha Slamovich? Why couldn't she have wrestled the actual winner of the battle royal? And when Kalani Jordan and Lei Yingli actually won the battle royal together, why couldn't they have the match then? Why did they need to go back out and then back forward? I mean, is it because you needed to have the actual interview with Indy Hartwell, who was still the special guest referee? Either way, that happened later on in the night. So, it's a great battle royal, yeah. It was nice to see. We've got an NXT superstar versus a TNA superstar going one-on-one. And then we had another match that happened. I didn't even know it was even being announced for this show, but we had Matt Cardona and the Hometown Man versus Nick Nemeth and Ryan Nemeth, the Nemeths. In the end, we had the Hometown Man winning because he pinned Ryan Nemeth. I think it was like a roll-up. But we also had Ryan Nemeth during the match, though, for Matt Cardona's going woo, 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 you know, for Zack Ryder, obviously. But yeah, pretty much you expected it to be. I felt like, you know, Nick Nemeth versus Matt Cardona would have been just a better match, but it's great to see Cody Dick, the Hometown Man, obviously on a show in his hometown. It's fantastic. Nothing great, but nothing terrible, so I'm not complaining. The order of the matches might be wrong, but we actually had a match that was actually announced. Mustafa Ali versus Moose. Okay, a great back and forth match. Okay, Mustafa Ali is doing fantastic work. I mean, no one's allowed down to the ring, but obviously Mustafa Ali had dancers around the ring. Okay, Moose hits his spear. Mustafa Ali's leg was on the rope as he rolled it through. But in the end though, we had one of the dancers come into the ring because the other distracted the referee. Low blow to Moose. Mustafa Ali hit his 450 splash. Picks up the win. Turns out it was Tasha Steelz. So, Mustafa Ali winning means that his team gets the advantage at Bound for Glory. Basically like a war game style match, but without the cage, I believe. So obviously, two people start in the ring, and then one of Order 4 will come down first, make it like a 2-on-1 handicap match. Then one of the System comes down. Basically, that's how they're working that one. And then we had Mike Santana versus Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland looking like a beast, but we had Mike Santana not caring. Okay, talking on the mic before, just going straight after him. Okay, and picking up the whip of victory. Mike Santana needed to win this, because if he didn't, then what was the point in him having the title match at Bound for Glory, where I believe he's actually going to win the title. Nice to see Ridge wrestling in a TNA ring. I haven't seen him wrestling in an NXT ring for a while. I'm assuming he's still under an NXT contract or WWE, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I enjoyed that match. Basically, it needed to be what it was. Yeah, we had Ridge getting a bit of offense, but mainly it was Mike Santana standing tall, which is the right choice. We had Eric Young coming down to the ring because Joe Hendry was attacked backstage earlier in the night. We had Eric Young saying basically, my opponent is not here, okay, he can't compete, nothing to do with me obviously, so I should be declared the winner, all because Joe Hendry can't turn up. And obviously, who turns up? You know, say his name and he appears. Joe Hendry was there, comes down to the ring. I believe this is their first one-on-one match. I enjoyed this match, not really a lot to talk about. We had obviously Eric Young trying to cheat with a chair, but in the end though, Joe Hendry got the standing ovation, the choke slam, onto Eric Young for the 1, 2, 3, and there you go, he won. Another match that wasn't even announced, okay, it just happened. Matt Hardy was in like a lot of pain because AJ Francis put him through a table. I'm not sure the story there, he must have been in the first class penthouse. But then he said to the medical team, like, am I cleared? He's like, yeah, I'll clear you. Then they ended up having a tables match, which is another announcement thing that didn't happen before. Basically, just like a little preview, I guess, for the Hardys versus the Dudleys, or Hardy Boys versus Team 3D, whatever names you want to call them. But we had Matt Hardy dropping the leg through AJ Francis to pick up the victory. I've seen better table matches, but if you've got a few minutes spare, I mean, you wouldn't like regret watching it. I've just seen a lot better. but it's just great. I mean, I'm in a lot of pain, I can hardly walk. Can I have a tables match? I'm pretty sure he's going to work for the company for a while, mate. Why'd you have to do it right here and then? You know, he did. Wrestling. Kalani Jordan defeated Lei Ying Lee, so she's now your new TNA Knockouts champion. So basically it's back into the WWE brand, well, NXT brand. Indy Hartwell got knocked down, but obviously because she was wearing a referee's top, it obviously affected her a lot more. But it seemed when she counted the 3, basically, she was like, damn, I shouldn't have done that. She wasn't thinking straight. But even though she raised the hand, you can tell she's looking at Kalani Jordan saying, enjoy it where you can, because I'm coming after you, Bound for Glory. Because it's going to be Indy Hartwell versus Kalani Jordan. I personally would have picked Lei Ying Lee to win there, but you know, if Indy Hartwell can save TNA again and have the title back, great. But I feel like we need to defend more WWE titles on TNA. Frankie Kazarian versus Steve Macklin for the International Championship. I'm glad they predicted this one correctly. I love Steve Macklin, I think he's fantastic, but I do think it's time for Frankie Kazarian to hold another singles title, and him being the second one, okay, is fantastic. He's a brilliant heel. He won in the way I thought he would. Okay, Steve Macklin was distracted. He kicks the middle ropes as he's getting into the ring. Obviously hits him in his ghoulie gillies. Okay, right, pull back, slingshot cutter, 1, 2, 3. Great match, fantastic. But it has nothing on the main event. Myron Reed versus Leon Slater for the X Division Championship. Okay, this match was the match of the night. Absolutely brilliant. There's like a sequence where things like Myron goes for a suplex, and then Leon goes for a suplex over the ropes onto the floor for another suplex into like some weird cutter thing. Leon Slater just diving across, 450, sorry, Swanton 450 to pick up the victory. Fantastic, great. Obviously Leon showed respect, obviously by doing the Rascals thing where he does that. Okay, great. As Myron Reed is leaving the ring, Santino comes out. I was like, okay. He's like, that's TNA, that's the X Division champion. Then he announces that obviously he's been speaking to Ava. And Bound for Glory, we're going to get what I personally think, in my opinion, is a dream match. Even though they're still very young, I would love to see this match, and I'm going to see it. I'm going to get to see it. Leon Slater defending his X Division championship at Bound for Glory against Javon Evans. That match is going to be fantastic. Okay, TNA Bound for Glory is shaping up to be fantastic. October 12th. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be great. Anyway, that's my predictions. I thought the show was fantastic. A little bit confusing with like added matches and different matches and all this other good stuff. But in the end though, I definitely enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought of it if you watched it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.